What is up, you guys? It's Allie, and I'm here with my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. It's crazy to me that we've reached the end of 2018. It literally flew by, and I end up saying that every year, but it's still the case pretty much every year. Anyways, guys, these are my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. Let me know your own top 10 down in the comments down below, but here we go. Coming in at number 10 is a really fun film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. This movie was kind of like overlooked in my mind looking back at 2018. I think there was a lot of excitement for it coming in, but with the overall landscape of what has happened this year with so many big films coming out, I think it's been overlooked because it's such a smaller film and it really isn't overall linked to the bigger MCU. So it was kind of overlooked, but still a very fun film, and it made it on my top 10. Coming in at number 9 is honestly a surprise to me. It's The Meg. It was a surprise to pretty much all of us. It was so enjoyable, a lot of fun. Jason Statham is just so good in this movie, and it's hard not to enjoy such a fun film that's talking about a megalodon shark. It's just hard not to. So I really enjoyed this movie. It's not a perfect film, obviously. It's a popcorn summer blockbuster film, but honestly, that's why I loved it. You kind of need a break from the more serious films that we have, and this was what I wanted to see during the summertime, just to get a break from the heavier stuff that we get into later on, and that's what this was. Number 8 is Venom. It's a movie with a lot of flaws, yes, but it's still a lot of fun. The pacing at first is a little slow. I'm sure you heard from my review and many other reviewers if you ended up watching reviews on the movie and also saw the film. It's a little slow at first, but when it picks up, it really does do some special things, and I really enjoyed Tom Hardy's performance as Eddie Brock and Venom. It was inspired in my mind. I really, really enjoyed that. So yeah, that is number 8. Number 7 is Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie is a movie that I think we kind of expected it to be pretty good, but I personally really enjoyed the performances of the actors. Tom Cruise is really great in this. Henry Cavill is really great in this. Rebecca Ferguson is really great in this. And the character actors that are in this are really, really good. And so I really enjoyed the acting and the dedication they had to the story. It really made it... It really elevated it to a new level, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that is number 7. Number 6 was another surprise for me. Ready Player One was a movie that was incredibly enjoyable, very well made, and again, really well acted out. The actors that were playing these roles really did elevate it and make it really believable and fun. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Ben Mendelsohn's over-the-top villain who was like a corporate guy and stuff. It just really worked for me. And this movie had so many Easter eggs that you just can't not enjoy it. For my bad grammar there, sorry. You can't not enjoy this movie, Ready Player One, with all these Easter eggs that are just hidden in this film, especially if you're into anime and gaming and all sorts of different stuff with comics, and it's just really, really fun to watch and see all those Easter eggs, but a great story in the end, and I really enjoyed it. A Quiet Place. A highbrow film, terrifying film, never want to end up in this situation film, but so good. So good. Probably one of the most put together and I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a film that you feel was really well crafted. And props to John Krasinski for that. Props to Emily Blunt. It's just so good. Props to the kids actors that I don't know the names of, which sucks, but they were great in this as well. A really highbrow film with a really great concept, high concept. I enjoyed it. Terrifying, but still really good. I hope that they come out with another one. I think they are. A little sad with the third act decision that I won't spoil for anyone who has not seen it. But if you haven't seen it, you should watch it because it's really good. Number 4 is The Incredibles 2. Now, this movie, for me, brought back so many nostalgic feelings of how much I watched the first Incredibles film when I was growing up. I really, really watched that movie, watched the heck out of it when I was a kid. So I really enjoyed seeing Incredibles 2. I saw it with my family, which was really fun. So I just really enjoyed it. I think maybe nostalgia hid some of the flaws that are in this movie, because there are some flaws with the villain and whatnot, but I still really enjoyed it. I still really liked the idea of the screenslaver. I think if they pulled it off in a different way, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But I still really enjoyed this film, and it was still really great to see the Parr family back again. And there are some really wonderful moments in this movie. So yeah, that comes in at number 4. Black Panther. Talk about a movie that breaks down boundaries and really just sets the tone on what movies we should expect in the future as far as representation goes, but also just comic book movies, because this was just a good comic book movie in general, not even to bring in the other stuff that really this movie propped up, which was the fact that a movie about Africa that isn't depressing and sad, we're about a war-ravaged land, it can be good, and it should be something that we should want to see and expect. And I think that's awesome. So I hope that another Black Panther is made, and I hope movies like Black Panther are made in the future. I was really excited about this movie. As you know from my trailer reactions, I felt like this was new and exciting, which is awesome. So yeah, that's why it made it to number 3 on my list. Also, side note, which is just a little fun fact, a little tidbit I have to throw in. Black Panther, some of it was actually filmed in Zambia, which is the country that I grew up in for 16 years of my life, and I love that country so much. It's my home. And so when I found that out, I was so excited. You can't really tell as far as watching the movie, like, oh yeah, that's Zambia, because there's no like distinctive shots or whatever where I'm like, yeah, that's Zambia. But you can tell some of it was filmed in Africa, which is awesome. I think the majority of it was filmed in Africa, which again is awesome. I love these on-location shoots that comic book movies are doing. They should do more of it. But yeah, that's number 3, Black Panther. Number 2 for me is Aquaman. What a beautiful movie. Beautiful is probably the adjective that I continually describe Aquaman to my friends as. I posted on Facebook after seeing the movie, just Aquaman is beautiful. Enough said. Because that is literally enough to say about this movie. It's so beautiful, and it's amazing what they have done and how far we've come with visual effects. Now, this movie is probably going to look horrible 30 years from now, but I don't care, because right now it looks beautiful, and I love that, and we're really making strides in getting these crazy blockbuster films, comic book concepts that we thought could only be drawn and never really acted out into. We're getting them made. That's amazing to me. I never thought we'd get an Aquaman movie. And I never thought I would love an Aquaman movie, but I do. And that's so cool to me. I am a huge comic book movie fan, as you all know if you've watched my videos before. So the fact that this Aquaman movie could do so well, succeed, it's obviously still running as we speak right now, and we'll see how well it does in the box office. But so far, so good, and I'm happy for this Aquaman movie. This is the only DC film that DC has released in 2018. They took an extreme risk with it. Not only were their leads like TV and smaller movie actors, but they took a risk with a horror director to create probably the biggest, baddest VFX film ever created to this point, and it works. That's crazy to me. So yeah, Aquaman comes in at number 2. If you didn't guess by now, then you probably didn't know that I'm a huge comic book fan. Avengers Infinity War, number 1, clear, absolutely no competition at that number 1 spot. It's like Alabama in football, the Warriors in basketball. It's just number 1 because it's number 1. This movie is obviously not perfect. I don't think you can make a perfect movie with so many actors in it. But because of the build-up to this movie, the build-up of all of the years, of all of the dedication of going to these films and watching these films and buying the merchandise and just getting invested in these characters and their story arcs and everything, this was the movie that just put it all together. And you gotta put it at number 1 just because it had the balls to do that. I'm impressed just from that, okay? This is the first ever cinematic universe we've seen that's been this successful, that's gone this far, that's done this much, that's put out this much content. It's amazing. And I don't think there's any other words to describe it. I'm so excited for Avengers Endgame. Cannot wait for that movie. But we're talking about 2018. So Avengers Infinity War takes the number one spot as my favorite movie of 2018. You guys can let me know your thoughts on my top 10 and let me know your top 10 down in the comments down below. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.